Good evening, all. Jharkhand Ophthalmological Society welcomes all for this very special webinar on leadership development. This leadership development program, part 1, is being organized by our branch, Academic Research Committee, Jharkhand Ophthalmological Society. Now over to Dr. Sunil Kumar, who is Rio RIMS HOD and also heading Jharkhand Academic Research Committee for introduction of Part 1 LDP speaker, Professor Mohit Banshal from Indian School of Management, Ranchi. Please share the slide. Over to Dr. Sunil.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So, on behalf of the ARC, I welcome all of you in this leadership development program. So, today we are fortunate that we have three academicians and speakers from IIM Ranchi and Usha Martin University, and they will be speaking on leadership development program on different topics. So, I will give the introduction of one by one. So, first speaker will be Professor Mohit Banshal. He is an accomplished academic and finance expert with extensive experience in teaching, research, and executive education. He is a fellow from IIM Kasipur and gold medalist in MCOM. He currently serves as faculty member in finance and accounting at IIM Ranchi and a chairperson doctoral program research and executive education and counseling. His expertise spans financial leadership, financial reporting, forensic accounting, audit quality, and strategic financial management, with a strong engagement in research and consulting with major public sector organizations. He is widely recognized for his leadership in executive education. He has designed and delivered high-impact programs for senior executives across sectors, including healthcare, and known for the simplifying complex financial concepts into actionable insights. So, the introduction of the next speaker, please.
Thank you so much. I first want to thanks to the entire team of Jharkhand Ophthalmological Society. Thanks to Dr. Bharti and Dr. Sunil for giving
Yeah, welcome, sir. Welcome. Yeah.
interact with your team. It is privilege to interacting with you. So first of all, my warm greetings from Indian Institute of Management, Ranchi. So today evening, as the title, as Professor Bharti explained, that it is about the leadership. So indirectly, if it's the doctor itself act while doing the surgery, it's an act of leadership. But one of the leadership quality which is emerging in the healthcare is about the financial leadership. So before I just start, I request if some of you, those who can comfortably on the video, it will be more great that we have face-to-face interaction. Those who can comfortably on the video, it will make more sense to have this platform to interact on leadership. So the agenda which is given to me for today is about leadership talk. And the topic which I am taking is about the financial leadership. And my next 20 minutes interaction, 15 to 20-minute interaction, I classified into the two parts. That first is why financial leadership is important for the doctors, why financial leadership is important in the healthcare sector. And the second part of my today's interaction will talk more about that how doctors should focus, or how does the healthcare executives should focus on developing executive or financial leadership in their acumen. So the two parts we will going to discuss. First is why it is important, and second part which we are going to talk is about that how a financial acumen can be developed in the healthcare executives. So as you know that in the healthcare, the one of the biggest challenge in the rapid, either it is talking about India or global, the healthcare sector is rapidly growing. Lots of machinery is required, lot of investment is required. You need to bring lot of capital expenditure, huge expenditure on the machinery to provide world-class surgery, to provide excellent experience to the patients. So you have to invest lots of money on the fixed assets, it means on the machinery. So as a doctor, it is very important for you to just see whether you are investing in the right machinery or not. What will be the return on investment that investment or the surgical equipments or the machinery is going to generate you? Whatever you are going to invest, what will be its payback period? How many, the procedures you need to run to recover your fixed cost? So it is one of the challenging tasks which each doctor, when they grow in the ladder, right, from the head of the department to the medical superintendent or to any leadership position. So whatever the decision you will take, it involves money, right? Because when you promoted in the organization, when you grow in the ladder, your core competency is always assumed, that your clinical excellence is always assumed. So what is more required, that how, other than this clinical expertise, how financially you are aware. So we need to make ourselves financially aware clinical experts, right? So this is the agenda for the today's discussion, right? So I pick up the point that you have to invest lots of money in the machineries to provide world-class experience to the patients. So it involves huge money. So as a doctor, as the investor, or as the executive, it is important for you to know that whether you are investing in the right machinery or not. What will be the return this machinery is going to generate? How many procedures you need to run to recover this entire fixed cost, right? So this is the reason that why financial leadership is important in the doctors. The another feature which is important, I have prepared some slides also that I will share it, but right now I'm just setting the context. So the second factor, apart from the investment in the big assets, is about your patients are aware. They are obviously comparing the pricing. So as a doctor, we must make ourselves familiar with the cost. What is the true cost involved, right? What is the true cost involved in your operations? What kind of value-based pricing you can do to fetch the patients? So the first part is about obviously your long-term investment in the clinical machinery, in the assets which you are bringing to give world-class experience to the patient. Second part is obviously to provide competitive pricing to the patients, because patients are comparing your price, and as a result, you also need to focus on providing a value-based pricing. The third thing which I want to focus, and I will discuss it in detail in the few minutes, is about the operational excellence of the hospitals, right? Maybe some of you have heard about the term EBITDA margin, earning before interest and tax. But sometimes whatever we are doing in the hospitals as a superintendent, at the head of the departments, or any role you can assume, your operational excellence is reflected in the operational profit of the hospitals. So that is very important to just capture, whether you are running the entire hospital or your clinic in effective way or not. So in financial leadership, we call it as operational excellence. No doubt operational excellence is a qualitative construct, right? But as a doctor, when we are trying to make ourselves financial experts, we are trying to see that what is the contribution each surgery is giving to me. Right. So what is the fixed cost of the hospital? What is the variable cost of the hospital? What is the cost you incurred on providing each of the factor? And the third thing which I want to further highlight is about the cost-based value, right? So we will discuss few metrics which are important. So I'm just trying to share my screen. Let me know once it is visible. Sir, Sunil ji, is my is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visibility.
Okay, so I'm just taking you through the, for example, the slide which you can see on the right now is about that why financial leadership is actually matters to you as a healthcare executive. So you know that technology is rising. It was, Sunil ji, some sound is coming. If you can just mute the part.
Yeah. Edwin, please, you can mute non-participants.
So you can just see that the technology is rising. So as a decision maker in the hospital, you are investing a lots of rupees in lakhs and crores in the different machinery like phaco machines, like lexic systems, OCT devices. So it is very important for you to know that whatever the investment you are making, it is going to be a sunk cost. Because if you invest in a wrong machinery, you have to bear its consequences for a longer period. Hospital will not able to generate enough revenue. So as a doctor, it is important for you to know a few terminology, that what is going to be return on investment of this asset for the hospital, what is the payback period, how long you will take to get money recovered by providing surgery to the patients, what is the break even, how many minimum procedures you need to run so that at least you can able to recover your fixed cost, and obviously your utilization ratio, that how effectively it is utilized. Is it 40% utilization? Is it 60% utilization? So these are the financial terminology like ROI, return on investment, payback period. So if you are want to be a clinical expert, you need to just go through the financial angle as well. The second thing, which is about the increased competition, right? Increased competition, obviously you need to focus on the operational excellence of the hospitals, how you are optimizing your inventory. For example, you are just making a stock of the lenses. So when you are making a stock of the lenses, if you overstock, then also it is a problem. If it is understock, then also it is a problem. So as a clinical excellence people, it is important to know the optimum level of the stock that you need to maintain, because it involves cost. If you make an overstocking, you have some dead stock because you need to again replace it. You need to go for the replenishment of the entire stock, which again involves cost, right? So even if you will just think about the OT utilization, it shows your excellence, because all things are adding to your operational excellence. So don't think that operational excellence of the hospital is a qualitative construct. It is actually a phenomena which you must know, that whatever the action you are taking as a doctor, how does it is going to impact the EBITDA, earning before interest and tax of the hospitals. You must know what return your investment on the machinery is going to generate. You must know how long you will take to recover your initial investment. So these are the few metrics which each doctor must know, right? So that is the objective, that how we can make you people financially aware. So objective is to make you financially aware clinical experts, right? So financial leadership is all about experimenting, right? Even leadership itself is an experimenting. You get an idea, you try to implement it, obviously after doing some cost benefit analysis. Leadership doesn't mean that you get an idea and you are indirectly jumping into implement it. So leadership is more like when you get an idea, you try to understand its cost and benefit, how much cost is involved, how long you will get the benefit. So some sort of cost and benefit analysis is must before you take it into experiment stage. So this is the reason that why financial leadership is important for the healthcare individuals, right? I also request all the participants that if you have any question in between, you please ask, or else we can also talk at the last also. So Suniti, is it good to go that I can first complete and then take question, or you want to take it in
No,
between?
yeah, your talk is very nice.
You can complete, sir. I think talk.
Your talk is very nice. And just one interruption, that FECO machine cost you have written good 40 to 60 lakh, but the LASIK machine is very costly. It
Okay.
is worth 2.5 crore to 7 crore.
Okay. So maybe I have just taken to just
Yes,
calculate
yes.
that one, but it is
Yes.
just for the references. So if the numeric
Yes.
number is somewhere wrong, it is only to just make that.
Yes, yes,
whatever
yes,
the-
yes.
So
Yes,
thank
yes.
you.
And your data shows that you have worked very hard.
Thank you so much. So what is the objective of right now discussion is that how we can just take your clinical excellence to the financially expert level, because it is actually important. You cannot invest anything by just taking some random decision. Cost benefit analysis is very important. Okay. So now even if we see that when you go to the ladders, as I started the first line for the today's interaction, that when we go from the ladder from the medical superintendent to the director to the head of the department, these you can't say that I am clinically expert, but I don't know how does my decision is going to impact the budget, going to impact the cash flow of the hospital, going to impact the entire financial planning for the year. We can't escape. We don't have any room to escape. So we need to know at least something of everything.
You are right.
Purpose of this object, this right now small interaction is not to make you a financial expert or a financial analyst, but at least to connect you your decision, to impact on the financials of the hospitals, right? So healthcare, you all know that it is now technical incentive. Obviously, huge investment is required. As Dr. Bharti correctly said, that LASIK investment is around 8 to 9 crore rupees. It is going to be a big investment. So obviously, it needs some sort of analysis, right, to just see whether your investment is going in the right track or not. The another challenge is with the hospitals is with regard to the reimbursement, because you are incurring the cost, but the period of getting the money back from the insurance company is actually a delayed. So you need to just see that whether your cash flows are managing well or not. So as a leader, you must know that costs are rising much faster than reimbursement, right? All your consumable lenses, pharma inputs are rising 8 to 12%. Obviously, the data I try to gather annually, it is increasing around 8 to 12%. So it is very important to know whether the reimbursement is also coming at the same rate or not, because reimbursement is actually keep on delaying, because of which is adding to the cost, right? So rarely increase at the same. So your stock, your cost is increasing, but reimbursement rate is not matching. So what is the key takeaway for you? That you need to just see that as a leader, right, as the person who is responsible for the entire operations of the hospitals or the clinics, that you need to just match the pace of both. Because even when you are doing excellent work by providing, making your patients happy, you are providing good health care, but still it is possible that hospital operational excellence comes down. It means financially it is not that strong, because the reimbursement rates are much lesser. So you need to just make a matching of both, that your speed at which you are incurring the cost and the speed from which the reimbursement is coming, they should be matched. At least if it is not matching, at least they should be comparable. So that also we as the doctor need to take care of it in the financial leadership. So whatever I just explained in the last 5 to 7 minutes, it is just about answering few simple questions, whether I am investing in right machinery or not, whether I am getting reimbursement on time or not, whether I am managing my inventory on time or not, because all involves cost. Every decision which you will take involves cost, right? So financial leadership is all about either controlling the cost or increasing the revenue, right? This is the only objective. या तो हम अपना revenue बढ़ा लें या हम अपने cost को control कर लें. So it is all about the excellence of any leader with regard to the financial leadership, right? So financial leadership is not something different. Maybe many of you are already doing. Obviously, those who are senior executives in the field, they are already doing some sort of analysis, but it is very important to give structured step to that analysis. You need to know the finance from the non-finance executive's point of view, right? So just see that how does your decision is going to impact the overall financial structure of the organization. So this is all about the financial leadership. Okay. Now I'm just taking this as an example. Obviously, it is just for the reference only. You may change the digits. So when I am saying that I am investing in a machine, so you need to just see your this clinical question become actually a financial question, that whether you should buy it or not, whether you should take it on lease or not. If you have already invested, how long you will take to recover your money? How many patients you are going to serve on a monthly basis, on the quarterly basis, right? Should your money is invested in the machinery, or you should better to train your existing staff, or to have better operation theaters, or to have your better community outreach. So all decision you have to take, right? And each decision involves cost. Each decision involves your revenue. So for each alternative, as a financial leader, your task is to make a comparison of your benefits and cost. In the current slide, you can just simply see that I have taken one illustration, that should we buy a machine or not. Although it is a clinical question, that whether I should go for machine A or machine B, but actually your decision involves financial angle. Your clinical question becomes a financial questions right now. Whether you are going to give upfront loading in the hospital at one point of time. Because if you are going to buy it, you have to make a lots of investment today. But if you think you don't have money, then you may thinking to take it on lease. But when you take it on lease, you have to make some lease payments. Obviously, that becomes your operational expenditure. So as a leader, you have to take the call whether you are going to have capital expenditure or you are going to have operational expenditure. It is important, right? Because your huge investment is involved if you are going to buy it. If you will take it on lease, today you don't have to invest, but every month or every quarter or every year, you have to make an expenditure of the leases. It is important, right? Even if you will do a break-even analysis, let's say when you do one surgery, you are getting some revenue and you are also having some variable cost. For example, the staff who is working in the hospital is the fixed cost. Even if the one surgery happen or 10 surgery happen, that does not matter. So some part of your cost is always fixed, but some part is actually a variable cost. So as a leader, it is important to know at least I should offer the surgery to the patient at least up to the amount through which you can recover your variable cost. So that is actually the contribution, right? So this you need to just see. You also need to see that how many patients are actually utilizing it. So another terminology is utilization ratio. So you as a financial leader, you must know what is a capex involved, means capital expenditure. What is your operational expenditure? How many surgery you will make to achieve your break even, right? Whether your machinery is utilized 80%, 70% or 60%, okay? And what is your opportunity cost? If you will not invest in the machinery today, is it better to invest in some better OT? Or you can just send your staff to outside India to get training, or you can just reach your community. So as a financial leader, you have to take this call. It is important. You have to just take 3 calls, whether to invest or to take it on lease. How many surgery you will make to recover your initial investment, whether your machinery or the surgical equipments which you're using, its utilization is good or not, or whether you have to just think in your mind as a leader that whether if I will invest in the machinery today, whether it is a good decision, or you should invest in some train your staff or to develop more better operation theaters or to have more community. So all these decisions a leader will have to take. It is again an experiment for you. So this gives birth to financial leadership. So objective is very simple, that whatever the clinical excellence you have, you need to provide some financial wisdom to reach at the conclusion. You are taking the same decision, you have to take this decision for many years to go, but at least give financial angle to your decisions, okay? So also apart from this investment, you also need to just see what is the weekly utilization rate, what is your break-even point. Should you buy it, lease it, or share through collaboration? What is the downtime in a financial tolerable? How many times a machine need to be get repaired? How many times the downtime happen? Is the downtime has any impact on the patient experience or your revenue? I'm sure that in the past may not we have examined it, that whether the downtime in the machinery has any impact on the revenue collection from the patient or not. But as a financial leader, it is important. You need to examine the impact of your downtime on the revenue collection of the hospitals, right? Or any clinic. So what you have to just see, you are not running any numbers, you are not calculating any numbers, but whatever the decision you are taking, whatever the calls you are making, it is going to impact the financials of the hospitals or the clinics. So you need to take your actions very diligently, very smartly, and obviously after doing critical cost benefit analysis. Okay. If I have to just talk about the working capital management, because if you make a lot of stock in the clinic, obviously your amount is getting blocked. Your cash is getting blocked. And if the cost is increasing and the reimbursement of the hospital is not good, obviously your cash is again gets stuck. So you need not to stuck your cash, right? As a leader, you need to see that whether your cash is stuck with the patient, your cash is stuck with the stock, your cash is stuck with the vendors, or with whom your cash is stuck. Let's say you buy a machinery and your vendor is offering you a credit period, which is actually good for the clinic, right? For example, when you buy a machinery, if your vendor is having a good reputation, or if you are buying the machinery, okay, from the vendor, he may offer you a greater credit period. So it is good for the clinic because you are using the vendor's money in your hospitals indirectly because you are not making down payment today. So these are the few things for because of which the financial leadership is important for the clinical experts. Okay. So now, as I told you that I have two parts for the today's interaction. The first part I have already done, that why financial leadership is important, right? I try to just take 10 minutes to just take you through that why financial leadership is important for you. We cannot escape from finance because my decisions impacts the finance of the clinics. Now, the point is this, that if financial leadership is so important and if every decision involves finance, then why and how we should develop this acumen in ourselves, how we can develop financial acumen among ourselves. So obviously we need to first make ourselves familiar with some of the regular activities which is happening in the hospital, right? What is the ticket size? What is the surgery revenue which you are getting? Per surgery, how much revenue you are getting? Per surgery, how much cost is involved? Out of the total cost which you are incurring on the surgery, how much cost is incurring only for that particular patient and how much cost is not for that particular patient but for the entire hospital, because the cost which does not if impacted by whether you are doing 10 surgery in a day or you are doing 20 surgery in a day. It is your fixed cost. So your fixed cost has nothing to do with your decision. So it is important to know the variable cost or the contribution per procedure of your surgeries. So if you can just see, I have written a word contribution per procedure. It is actually very important terminology for doctors because whatever the revenue you are charging, there is some variable cost for that surgery. Okay. So how many times you need to do the procedure to recover your fixed cost? It is important. Okay. Also, you need to know when you will achieve your break even. Break even means you invested today. Let's say you invested 10 crore. How long you will take to recover this money? Are you going to take 5 years or you are going to take 4 years or you are going to take 3 years or maybe you will take 10 years? So you need to know that how many procedures you need to run to achieve your break even. Okay. Apart from these terminology, you need to also engage with other committees of the hospital. You need to engage with pharmacy. You need to engage with the equipment, means purchase department. You need to also engage with the budgeting. Before start of the financial year, whatever the budget they are making, you need to run the hospital and clinic within that budget only. You also need to ensure the quality to the patient by providing a technology-based services to the client, patients, right? Also, you need to check the weekly number of the OPD flow. You have to also conversion of the diagnostics. You also just check the operation theaters productivity, right? So these data points always helps you to become more financially alert or aware, right? You also need to collaborate with the administration, right? You also need to just collaborate with the other stakeholder of the hospital, that what cost incurred. Even the guard who is standing outside the hospital, that also involves salary, and that is also going to be the part of your financial acumen, right? The fixed cost which you are paying to the nurses or to the top executive, it is your fixed cost. It has nothing to do whether you are doing 10 surgery or 20 surgery. So it is very important to just collaborate with the another stakeholder of the hospital. Also, you need to just think for the long term. As a leader, it is always to achieve the vision and mission of the institute or the organizations. So as a leader, it is important to just know that whatever the investment you are making today, it is helping you to develop your quality in the times to come. So that is also very important to build the acumen. Okay. So maybe two more slides for you. If I have to just give you few terminology to catch, okay. If I have to just give you few terminology to catch, although finance is very big thing, but I am just trying to take up only those metrics which are actually helpful to the healthcare executives, to the doctors, right? So obviously, first two parts I have already discussed, capex and opex, right? The money you are spending on the machinery, right? Phaco machine, Lexic machine, OCT, and new OT setup. It all involves big investment. So all capital expenditure decision you need to take very seriously. You need to know their utilization ratio. You need to know how much return they are going to generate. If you are investing 10 crore, is this machinery is generating you 2 crore as the surplus or not? Right? For example, if you invested Lexis system 10 crore on a machinery, how much return this machinery is going to generate? Is it 2 crore? Is it 3 crore? Is it 1.5 crore? Or is it 1 crore? It means whether your return on investment is 10%, 20%, or 15%. Is this return is keep on increasing year on year or not? These kind of analysis are very important to take the leadership roles. Okay. Also, you need to just check your operational excellence. Means what is the true cost? What are your recurring expenses? For example, salary is a recurring expense. Electricity bill is a recurring expense, right? So annual maintenance cost is a recurring expense. Disposable is a recurring expense. So you also just need to see whether this expenditure is keep on increasing week on week, or is there any mechanism you set up in the hospital to control these costs as well. Okay. Contribution, I have already explained that even if you will not make any surgery, fixed cost will still incur. So better to do the surgery at the point where at least whatever you are charging from the patient, at least it is covering your variable cost. So it is important. You can't say that this, if you are doing a cataract surgery, it is just for the reference, right? The figures are just for the reference. So maybe whether this contribution is coming closer to not. Because fixed cost will still incur even when you deny to do a cataract surgery, right? So we need to just ensure that whatever we are charging, at least my variable cost is recovered. Okay. So again, you have to just see the break-even point, right? Break-even point. I am saying that LASIK machine, one part is 1.3 crore. So I am just saying that if your every surgery is giving you 15,000 contribution, it means if you do maybe 900 cases, your entire cost will be recovered. So you need to just provide, weightage to your decisions. You can't take decision based upon 2 data points. At least 20 data points should be with you to take any decision. This makes a real leader, right? Gone are the days when people used to see the definition of the leader as person who take his followers along with. But that is just a traditional definition of a leadership. So in the leadership, your decision is how alone you can do a better analysis of the numbers, right? You must be equipped with all the data points. You sit calmly, analyze the cost, analyze the revenue, and just see how long you will take to recover your money. That is payback period. Whether your business is running operational or not, that is your operational excellence, whether your EBITDA is good or not. If hospital revenue is 1 crore CR per month, so it means that if 85 lakh is your cost, it means your operational excellence is running at operate. So in the competitive environment, now patient is having so many hospitals to go and get his treatment. So in the competitive environment, it is important to charge appropriate price for this. And obviously, you have to show the operational health of your hospitals or clinics. So when I am saying operational means operating profits, EBITDA margin. Sometimes all the commission, all the remuneration, all the bonuses are always on the EBITDA. So as a leader, your task is also to just maintain the EBITDA margin of the hospital, earning before interest and debt. It is the core operational excellence of the hospital. If a hospital is having a higher EBITDA margin, it means this is running its operations very well, right? And the another part is about the debt to equity ratio. So maybe you may not find it much comfortable to understand debt equity at this point, but I will just make attempt to just explain you in a very layman language. Let's say you want to invest in a machinery, or maybe even forget about hospital. Even if you are doing some personal tax planning, okay, if you are doing some personal investment also, so that also involves your finances. So you are taking the decision whether you take a loan and then invest, or whatever the money you have that you should invest. So if you are taking a loan, you have some fixed cost also to pay. So taking loan is no harm. As a leader, if you are taking a loan to buy some machinery, there is no harm in it. But you have to just see that whatever the interest you are paying to the bank on the loan, that should be lower than your operational excellence. It means if your operating profit is 15% and bank is offering you, or any financial institution is offering you a loan at less than 15%, it is good to go for investment. So that leadership skill also you need to develop. right? So your leadership skills lies in how you are arranging the money for the, you know, arranging the money for the hospitals or the clinics. Okay. So now I am just giving you just concluding thoughts on the financial leadership, right? I will not take much time. I hope I am not exceeding the time. I may take 2-3 minutes more. If I have to just give you a concluding thoughts on the financial leadership. So don't think that financial leadership is something accounting. Don't think financial leadership is something bringing big words in the hospital. No, it is just, we are trying to just understand that how does the work of doctors, patients, or other staff, how their action is reflecting the current health of the organization, means financial health, right? Are your procedures which you are doing is covering its variable cost or not? What is your net profit? What, whether your OT is utilized or not, right? Whatever the money you are investing, how much every 1 rupee which you invest is going to generate? How efficiently you are managing your working capital? For example, how quickly your lenses, drops, consumables rotate. If they are not rotating it well, it means your money is blocked. Maybe the lenses is having expiry also, right? So if you are overstocking it, maybe you have to lose money because that expiry. So you need to know what is an optimum amount to be stocked. Also, you need to see that receivable days, for how long your cash is blocked with the, with the customers. So corporate clients take to pay. So cash flow gap when profitable clinics. So you need to know the cost of each of the patient to be judgmental, right? So you need to also track the productivity metrics of the hospital. What is the revenue per operation theater? What is the revenue per machine? What is the revenue per staff member? So these are the things that you need to just consider. So if I have to give my last thoughts for you as a financial leadership, that financial leadership is not about money. So when doctors thinks financially, okay, when hospitals run better, and when patients have been given a better value, we are in a better position to achieve the leadership in the financial acumen. So what we have to do, we have to just add two things: medical excellence with the financial wisdom. So it will help us to achieve better financial understanding and make us financially financially aware clinical experts. So with this, I want to end. And now, if you have any question, anything, I will be happy to take. So these are my concluding thoughts for you, that whatever you are doing in the hospital, keep on doing, and just see that how does your decision is impacting the overall financial health of the hospital. What is the return on investment? What is the inventory? What is the working capital? How is the reimbursement come? How much fixed cost involves in the hospital and the clinic? So these are the things that you need to take with the wisdom to be a better leader. So leadership is not about doing post-mortem of the previous things. Rather, leadership is all about visualizing what today action is going to generate and create for the clinics. So thank you very much. I am stopping, and I hope I able to make you understand something given the time which is given to me. I have been given. I am thinking that I am already exceeding my time. So my
Yes, sir.
apology, and thank you so
Thank,
much.
yeah, thank you, Dr. Manish, for I think excellent presentation on the finances.
Thank you.
Doctors are generally poor in finance management, so your talk will be very helpful, I think. So, any question from the audience? Any question from anyone on anything related to finance? So, sir, what should be the payback period? Suppose I buy a machine, FICO machine of 50 lakhs. So, what
Yes.
should be the payback period and how much years? Ideally, what should be the payback period?
So payback period usually depend upon how much revenue you are going to generate. So if you will
Yeah,
just
yeah.
divide your
So, suppose
revenue.
I'm planning to buy a machine worth 1 crore. What should be our target to recover that money in 4 years or 10 years or
So
something?
usually what
What should,
happens, you need to just see your past data, that how the trend is
yeah,
coming from the last few years. So if you are
yes,
thinking
sir.
that the next year, every year it is increasing, let's say your revenue
Yes, sir.
is increasing 10% every year. So you just see today you are making an investment of 1 crore and just see what will be the revenue in the next year. So just take
Yes,
that
sir.
figure and divide, you may get 3 years payback period to
Yeah,
recover your money.
yes,
So
sir.
Yeah. So this is how.
Yeah, yeah. And another problem in healthcare sector, I think, is that operational costs are increasing annually more than the what the surgical cost or what the patient has to pay. The
Yes.
inflation is less, but the cost of the equipment is increasing more, I think. So that
Because
is another problem in healthcare sector.
as a leader, I always feel that whenever we are doing as a leadership role, it is important to more like a visualization,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Today, you are investing that how it is going to create value for the future. So some
Yes,
benefit
sir.
cost analysis is
Yes,
important.
sir.
You
And
very well said operating costs.
another problem with us is that sometimes, suppose we have the FACO machine, we already have FACO machine, and some new models of the FACO machine come with some
Yes,
advanced features.
yes, yes.
Then by emotion, we generally tend to buy that machines. But
Yes,
we know that we cannot recover the cost of that machine.
very
It's
good.
like
So
yeah, it's like the buying the new suppose iPhone model, new model comes. I know our prior model is working well and everything is fine, but whenever new iPhone model come, we tend to buy. It's like that only in our health sector also.
So,
So it's I
so,
think it's
so
one
you
of
can
the another
just
problem.
because as the example you highlighted, you can see that the life of the leader is not only restricted to this part, even the
Yes, sir.
financial angle is actually there.
Yes, sir.
Just
Yeah.
see
So
whether we are investing in the right machine or not.
So
yes, yes, sir.
in AIUS, we have a lot of discussions for buyback or means there are a lot of discussions on these machines, like same company machine, if you want to upgrade, which is better, or suppose the machine gets not, becomes non-functional, then you
Yes.
should go to purchase a new machine or refurbished machine. So there are a lot of options. So there are a lot of discussions in our AIOS platform also. And when we buy machine, like recently when we bought this Schwein Damaris machine, which is worth 5 crores, then the company also suggests that this much of revenue you have to generate to
Yes.
maintain.
Yes.
Yes,
So
and if you do not generate this much of the revenue and this many patients you have to operate per year or per month, like that, the company also suggests.
yeah,
So
that's
thank you
why,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah, you are very right. So that's why my focus is that when we make investment, our revenue streamline should also be in mind. So this much operations I will do, this much procedures will run. Each procedure is going to give me this revenue, and this is how long I will take to
And
recover.
many a times what happens that is, if you want to upgrade, suppose I have an Alcon machine, I want to upgrade, it is very it is easier to upgrade in the same company, going
Yes,
the higher model in the same company rather than total shift, because if we upgrade in the same machine, they will adjust. And if we shift to another company, then this upgradation thing is not there. And many a times they give IUL bundling also,
yes,
means
yes.
if you use this much of IUL from the same company, but uh, the same company which is providing you FACO machine should have IULs also, or some other like IPCL, the other products. So that this is called bundling. So
And
thank you very
yeah,
much.
in the healthcare, we call it as a capital because the example which you give, we in finance in the healthcare, we call it as a capital budgeting decisions. So as a
Bundling, bundling.
yeah, bundling and capital budgeting means bundling is just one part, but capital budgeting covers everything. Either it is regard to replacement of the existing machinery in the hospital or to just buy new machinery. So it is that's why capital budgeting decision should be anybody who want to grow up in the ladder in the so it is important to have the financial impact of their decisions.
So
So
thank you very much.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We
Thank you.
will invite you in the future also, and we request you to make a model also for
Sure.
leadership development program, so that one by one every month we will take one class.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
once again to the society and Dr. Bharatji and Dr. Sunil for giving me this
thank you.
opportunity to interact. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
We
Thank
will
you,
we
Dr.
will, we
Manish.
will
Thank you.
felicitate you also,
Thank you.